Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome to our time on the couch out of Abuja tonight, following the People's Debate. And we just want to have a quick one where we can catch up with you, our viewers, our supporters, our canvassers, our agents, and our voters. We had what sounds like the last debate tonight on TVC, and we heard a lot. I heard a lot of you watched, and we'd like to hear your feedback. You know, I'm never shying away from hearing from you guys, even when you don't necessarily have things I like to hear. You say what I like to hear from you. So, but you know, about 3,000 people watched. How many people watched the debate live?
3.5, 3.8.
3.5, almost 4,000 people watched. That's organic, and like to hear your feedback. And also, very interestingly, while the debate was going on, we had about 12 donors on Zenith Bank sending in money, and I think we also got a lot of some money from GoFundMe. So we will announce those tonight. So while you prepare for your feedback and response regarding the debate, and you can also ask questions from our crew here. We have Adeyemo Ismail at DBC, who gave us 7,000 naira just a minute ago. We have Adetuberu Peace Bosse, 3,000 naira. We have Aderikomi Stephen Adewale, 3,000 naira. This is Prince Will Okubo Akau Duma, 2,000 naira. We did get 200,000 naira. No, sorry. That was the payment made, is not credit. So which it was. But we have 5,000 naira from Suleja brand. Suleja as a credit to us. There was a Fundra Logistics for 70,400 naira. We don't. We'll check with who this is later on. And before then, we had Olumide Abdul-Jalili, 6,900, and we had a Noel Bakari Collins Yobo, 5,000 naira. Idewu Adekunle Ademolu, 1,000 naira. We have Bilkas Raj, 5,000 naira. And we have Fundra Logistics for 176,000 naira. I think that was from yesterday. Yemisi Ojo Ola, it's 5,000 naira. Aziz Munir Oladele for 10,000 naira. Adejumo Ganiyu Akani, it was 50,000 naira. Ozimi Judith just came from MoneyGram, 17,000 naira, 813 naira 37 kobo. Adebanjo Alaba Adebiyi, 5,000 naira. This is from Folorusho Gideon, 1,000 naira. And there was a Grand Tower, okay, for 20,000 naira. Isaac Marcos Arubi, 10,000 naira. Garuba Oladimeji is 100,000 naira. Amusat Olasunkami is 3,000 naira. And we have a first son here, Babatunde Olubumi, for 40,000 naira. Omoragbon Richard, 10,000 naira. Oluseye Daniel Temiloye, 50,000 naira. Ogundi Ayodele Oladapo, 5,000 naira. Margaret Hunoa Okumabua, 1,000 naira. There's word remit of 25,091 naira, 88 kobo. Ogodo Paradise Nome, 1,000 naira. James Felix Efe, 1,000 naira. And Mayuku Kingsley Dada, 50,000 naira. Oyebola Benga Shegun, 5,000 naira. Ebinu Cyril Honor, 5,000 naira. Safolayo Adedayo, 5,000 naira. Gode Ibix, 3,000 naira. And so that's where we are regarding donations to the platform in the last 24 hours. If your name is not being mentioned in the course of this conversation, you can always let us know. We will announce it. And we will also check right away with GoFundMe to see what we did in the last few hours. We have GoFundMe here. There is a donation of $50 from Godwin Ashibom Jumbo. Greetings from Treviso to the Take It Back team. You're all amazing. Even if I cannot partake as a voter, my family and friends back home will. I believe so much in this movement. AAC, Take It Back. It's $100 from, let me see who this person is. $100. It didn't. It was Ijeoma Madu. Thank you, Ijeoma, for $100. $35 from Yalex Sowore. Let me go back. You know, I'm just checking the hourly situation here. So this February 10th, right? All right. So there's 45 naira from Charity Sharma. It's $20 from Taiwo Kujore. Wow, is that the musician? Oh, that's interesting. $10 from Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar, $10. I'm sure that is not the Atiku that is running for office. Or maybe he had a change of heart and he has surrendered. $200 from anonymous Chicago supporter. There is $200 from that's Chicago. There's another $200 from Abdul Omo Kanye. I believe in Sowore and I believe in greater future for Nigeria. Vote AAC and take it back. There is a comment here. It says, I believe in Sowore, I believe in greater future for Nigeria. Okay, we mentioned that person already. And here you go. It's a two. Okay, it's confusing a little bit. Okay, so that's pretty much what we have from GoFundMe. Let's go read comments. Do you have any comments from those who watched the debate? If there's any feedback?
Yeah.
So
They
can
say
you?
you did well.
Oh, okay. Thank you, guys. We cannot. I can't take calls now, please. I want to read some comments from.
People are saying you need to rest.
Okay, that's true, but I'm fine. I want to commend AC and the President to be Omoyele Sowore on the just concluded presidential debate tonight. However, I'm concerned about a lot of youth out there who are yet to collect their PVC. Just spoken to 4 persons at different locations that complains that they have been asked to pay some money before their cards are released. We need to escalate this at all levels. Please, if anybody asks you to pay before getting your PVC, kindly report to us immediately the location. If possible, take a secret video of the official asking you for money. We can escalate that quickly, better that way. I said, God bless you, Mr. Sowore. I really enjoyed your response into this presidential debate. When those prayer are solidly behind you and our families in Nigeria are eagerly ready to vote you. Once more, God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Come on in. Come on in.
You can come in. We're live, but that doesn't prevent you from coming in. That's BG right there from Maryland. Can you come say hi to?
Hello, everybody.
Yes. You're welcome.
Hello, everybody. This is the couch.
Yes.
And, we just finished another debate,
Yes.
Successful debate.
Yeah.
Telling the Nigerian people
Yes.
what has to happen on a Saturday.
Yes.
I'm voting, and in case you don't know, in case you haven't heard about this guy, I'm sure you have, but it's a very important time to be a Nigerian right now.
Thank you.
I cannot be more proud of the work, especially that he has done.
And that you have done.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, you've done the most.
You came all the way from Maryland, and we started this together a long time ago. We checked back the other day, and we've been doing this since February 2018. And it's February 2019. And we must take it back.
We must take it back.
Yes.
We must take it back.
Thank you. You have been helping with a lot of social media. You've been helping with
websites,
programming,
a lot of special
data collection.
That's
probably why we knew how to process data today.
Exactly.
Yes.
And I heard your statement about that, and everybody, it was a popular line. Our leaders, not only do they don't know how to collect data, but they also cannot analyze the data.
They also don't understand data where they see one.
At all.
Yes.
At all.
Yes.
So I'm very happy that we've done the work that we've been doing.
Yes.
Almost a year, a little over a year.
Yeah.
ANC all the way. In case, I know this guy personally. He's unbelievable. If you're looking for the guy that has the pedigree, everything he does, he touches his goals. So that's why I'm here. I flew all the way from Maryland.
Wow.
And
you're welcome.
Got to Lagos and flew all the way here to Abuja. I have to be a part of this.
Yeah.
But I've been a part of it, but this seals the deal.
Yes.
So I can't wait till our young people do what's right.
Yeah.
Most of you guys watch the debate. Most of them, they don't really, I'm not saying they're not competent, but I don't think they've done their research enough. The way we did it. Yeah. They haven't, they're not ready, basically.
They're not?
Yeah. This country needs the extra work that we've put in. Not only me, not only him, but we have a whole big team, professionals.
Yeah,
that
a lot of us.
Yeah, that have done.
One of them is working towards us, Director General for the campaign.
And he's
Dr. Malcolm Fabi.
He's a very
yes.
known person.
Doctor, you're welcome to the couch.
Mr. President.
We were just having conversation regarding this night, and BJ here was being introduced as a person. It's probably because of people like BJ that we knew about data.
Oh yeah.
That we could speak confidently about it.
That's right.
They know how to collect data, they know the format to put it, they know how to process, analyze, and then use data to generate the kind of outcomes that made us become a digital party. And the reason we could speak confidently about data today is because of guys like this, and of course, Dr. Malcolm, who's our DG. Welcome, Mr. DG. Thank you so much.
Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Great job tonight.
Thank you.
I think you did an excellent job of making Nigerians see the contrast and the difference.
Yes. And that's what we needed to do. Yeah, that's what we needed to.
The difference was absolutely clear.
This is the last debate in all the series, and this is what we promised Nigerians when we were first denied participation in the presidential debate, that we will debate whether they like it or not.
That's right.
Yeah,
and we debated to the last, and at the end of the day, it was very clear who debated who and what was debated. By tonight, I think we had that very, very clear. So we have some of our people reaching out online, but this Sunday, Umo, who's a regular follower, he said, "Great one, Mr. President, today was really a nice day for AAC family." He's referring to the debate. The message is spreading and many people are getting converted. It's not over until it's over. We need to keep on doing more by campaigning aggressively than before in these last days. I'm here for you. If the posters are ready, I won't mind placing them in Akwa Ibom State. This guy is a great supporter. So a lot of people are reaching out. They're reaching out. Says, this is Afolabi here. Say, good afternoon, Mr. President. Good evening, Mr. President. He says, President, please talk about 100,000 minimum wage.
Yes.
Because apparently that didn't come out directly to us, but what was happening at the debate that we noticed that other parties are brazenly stealing our ideas. Brazenly.
Sowore, early on, that was the debate that we had internally.
Yes.
Whether we should take our ideas and make it all available to Nigerians.
Yes.
And what we decided to do, if you recall, after that conversation was that, look, there was always the risk that they would steal our ideas.
Yes.
Exactly.
But that at the end of the day, they are our ideas.
Yes. They are original to us.
They are original to us.
We own them.
We own
So
them.
everything that you started out with on your platform from June 12th.
Yes. to minimum wage,
to ranching,
yes,
right?
June 12.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, so the reality is that, you know, when I look over this campaign and I look at some of the things that are going on, the elections are next week, but in many ways we have already won.
Yes.
You started the concept of town halls as a method of campaign.
And engagement.
Yes. And it has changed the way politics is done. In fact, the only format that Buhari and Atiku attended
that they were comfortable enough to
in terms of an engagement was the town hall forum. And they were forced to do that. And I think really it was largely as a result of the pioneering trend that your campaign especially began to set. And then we have had more debates in this season than I think in all the Nigerian elections that have ever taken place put together. So it's interesting. That disruption of the political space is already taking place.
It's complete. Now we're waiting to
do the real
deliver the country onto a new government.
If they believe it or not, you know, we've changed the way politics has been done in this country. Like we said, the young people are here. We've realized that we have to take it back ourselves. These old cabals, I mean, everybody knows their competence right now.
Today we call them their real names, Chakal.
Yes, I love that.
So with this comment from Perkins in Ghana, one of our principals, good evening, His Excellency, HOD. Bless you so much for wonderful and successful debate. You always make me proud. This shows that we are taking our country back. Victory is for us, Perkins from Ghana. This is Adejoke from New Jersey. Say, good evening, my one and only president. I can't describe my excitement and possibility. Today's debate is a wonderful one, and your closing remark is a boom. Thank you for always making us proud. I'm already Soworeized. My people has taught me that they've tagged me, Sowore, and I'm happy to hear it. Double celebration ahead. AAC, no going back, she says. There's another one here. It's a wonderful performance. I'm really proud of you. You hit the nail all around. Wow. Said this, okay. There's, yes, we got a lot of, do you have any comments that we should read out? Good.
While we're waiting to read out comments, I must make a direct appeal to all of our supporters.
Yes.
At the end of the day, this thing is about getting out the votes now. Do we have support? We have incredible support. I mean, the excitement on the ground is palpable. The level of support we're getting just keeps increasing all the time. But we still have a lot of work to do. And there are 3 things I will remind all of you to please do. The first one is, if you have not yet downloaded the party app.
Yes.
Very important.
If you've not yet downloaded the party app, you have to do so right now. And please, while you're doing it, why don't you start sending messages to Sowore and letting him know that you've done it so that we can start calling out the names of some of the people that are doing it. The app is extremely important.
Yes.
The app is one of the key ways in which we are going to safeguard our vote. What it allows us to do is to monitor the elections. Yes. So what we need you to do is it's an Android app, so go online, go to Google Play Store, go to any app store, and what you want to key in is AAC Take It Back.
Yes.
That will allow you to download the app, and that app on election day will let us know what polling unit you are in, and you can key in the election results, you can take a picture of the election results, send it to our situation room, and we will be ensuring that INEC releases the actual results, because we will have those results and we will be releasing them as well. The next thing we need to do is, each of you, if you've already done this before, do it again. Get your cell phone and record a 30-second to 45-second video of yourself talking about why you believe in the Take It Back movement, why you believe in Sowore's candidacy. And just send it to all your contacts and encourage them to send it to their contacts. There's nothing more powerful than a personal testimony, and your support and making that support very public is going to be another great way of getting people to support us.
Sure.
And then the final thing we need you to do, especially those of you in diaspora, is you may not have your PVCs, but you have 5 people, 10 people, that are your friends, your relatives. We have a program called FREE. FREE stands for Friends, Relatives, Electoral Engagement. And what we need you to do is just send a message to them, give them a call, and let them know that on Saturday the 16th, they need to be going, taking their ballot sheet and thumbprinting on the AAC logo and voting for Mayede Sowore. Please, that is how we win these elections.
Yep. Yes, and also it's important to appeal to students.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they've been away from school for 90 days, almost the entire semester. And a lot of them have been reaching out since so-called of the strike that they are back on campus. What can they do for us? And we're saying, yes, you can vote for us, but you also need to canvass for us.
Yes.
We have a group, we have a team called Sowore on campus. You can set up your own Sowore on campus. It's a matter of, we still have 7 days, and you can make a lot of difference.
Yes.
And, you know, there was a young lady that saw us at the airport yesterday, Favour is her name. She's from University of Nsukka. She's going back to school tomorrow, and she said, if you want to join her, in addition to our groups on all the campuses, we're actually supposed to be campaigning on campus. Maybe they did it deliberately, so that we will not have that access to students. That's how they prolonged the ASU strike for 90 days, and they now allow students to come back. And before you're stabilized enough to think about what to do for us, it's probably too late. But you can still make a difference. So that's just so you guys can understand that. If you have any comments, you have donations to make tonight, it's a good night. We're going to be taking donations. Even our appeal for donation is even going to be greater now, because you know what happened tonight after the debate is that a lot of people's eyes were open to what they didn't know, and this is what they've been trying to prevent. That's why they never allowed us to participate in the initial debate that the one debate that they had. But the only reason why this debate took place was because that first debate lost legitimacy.
That's right.
Based on our exclusion.
That's correct.
You know, it was because we excluded that even TVC, that's originally a member of BON, yes, the Broadcasting Organization of Nigeria, had to set up his own debate and call it the People's Week, because that first one was not a people's debate.
It was a cabal debate.
It was a sham,
yeah. An establishment debate, a sham.
We have to still say that we noticed some things tonight on the debate in terms of format, and
it was very interesting.
It was interesting, but we'll discuss it at another symposium in the future. But regardless, you know, there were some, you know, they played some games, you know, in the course of the debate. They changed the format of who gave the last closing.
So that particular candidates opened, particular candidates closed.
Yeah. So you notice that they did it in such a way that it's the candidate that opened that closed. Even though it ought to come to the candidates that I was supposed to close, because it was supposed to go round, but they switched it. You know, that's TVC Madaru 419 that they did today, but it didn't change anything as far as I'm concerned.
She can do whatever she wants.
Yeah.
The movement has started. It's like a locomotion train, and nobody can stop it.
Nobody can stop an idea whose time has come.
Young people have woken up. They're awakened. I mean, with the
somebody's already asking to be my special advisor when I win in the entertainment and social sector. Okay, you're welcome. There are 10,000 jobs open immediately, and we are not hiring dead people.
That's
so, unlike some people, we're not hiring dead people.
Please, if you've started downloading the app, just let us know.
A lot of people are already in the person.
Alright, please.
Fantastic, fantastic. Please do. That's it's one of the key ways in which we'll safeguard those elections. Don't only download it. When you open up the app, you actually have the ability to share the link to the app. Please do so. Let your friends know. You don't have to be a member of the party or the movement to use the app. So the first thing is everybody that's a member of our party and our movement. I mean, if you're a member and you're a supporter, you have to download that app. But you can also let your friends, regardless of who they want to vote for, know that they can download that app. So one will use it as an election monitoring app. And then the other thing is, even if they were not thinking about us before, or if they were on the fence, the fact that we are the only party that has gone as far as building, as utilizing technology, an app, as a way of engaging with people, as a way of monitoring the elections, it just basically lets you know the immense potentiality of what we can do when this movement and this party gets into power.
That's right. That's right.
Can you describe the app again briefly, because there are new people watching and you're asking for information?
Okay,
and
so
how they can download it.
This is what the app does. So we have an app that you can find on Google Play Store or any other app store. It's an Android app, so you need to have an Android enabled phone. And the name of the app is AAC Take It Back. So when you download the app, one of the things it lets you do is to monitor the elections. So for those that are going to be taking part in the elections, once you download that app, you get into your polling unit. In fact, when you're registering, as soon as you download the app and you click to be an election monitor or a party agent, it allows you to key in the polling unit details. Where do you find the polling unit details? If you have a PVC card, your polling unit details are the 4 sets of numbers on top of your picture.
People are saying here that they are downloading massively.
Okay, fantastic.
Definitely.
So it's the 4 sets of pictures of numbers on your picture. The first 2 numbers stands for the state. So for example, if you registered in Lagos, the first 2 digits on your PVC card for that polling unit number should be 24. So 24 is Lagos is the 24th state when you look at Nigeria states in alphabetical order. So the first 2 digits, if you're in Lagos, will likely be 24. The next 2 digits tells us which local government area in Lagos you registered in. The next set of digits tells us which ward in that local government you're in. And then the final 3 sets of digits tells us what particular polling unit you are in that ward. So it's a very unique number to a polling unit. It lets us know which polling unit you're in, and then it allows you to key in the results from that particular polling unit. It allows you to take a picture of the results, and as soon as you hit send, those results come into our situation center, and we're going to be reporting those results live as we collate and tabulate them.
Definitely, live. Not only do, after you finish this activity, the reason why we developed this app is we want people have lost a sense of, when they vote, they feel like it doesn't count.
Yeah.
When you use this app, you feel like, okay, you know what, my vote counts.
Because you're reporting yourself.
Exactly. So you're, in a way, validating what is really happening at the polling booth.
Right.
Not only you, but other people that are doing the same thing. When you compare what everybody has collected, you see that all of them are similar. So it validates, and makes your vote count.
It's also, this could also be evidence if we have to challenge the
results.
election.
Yes.
It happened, I think it was in Singapore,
Yes.
a few years ago, where the opposition had an app like this, and
Yes.
they had results from all the polling units.
Absolutely.
And when they rigged the election, they just presented them in court, and there was not anything. The judges couldn't do anything
Absolutely.
but reverse the
Yes. So this is extremely important. And so just so we know, the way these guys rig elections, they do 2 things. One is they may buy votes, but buying the votes might just mean that. So if you see anybody with vote buying behavior affiliated with any party, feel free to take a picture.
Yes.
Because one of the things,
the name of the app,
it's AAC Take It Back.
Yes.
So the app is called AAC Take It Back. Go to Google Play Store, you're going to find it there.
AAC Take It Back. Yeah.
In the Osun and Ekiti elections, INEC claimed that they saw no evidence
Yes.
of vote buying.
Yes.
So if you see any evidence of vote buying on election day, take a picture.
Take a picture. Use it.
Right? Take a picture, take a picture, send that to us. But what the app allows us to do is, look, the way rigging happens in this country is that the elections take place in the 120,000 polling units that we have. The results are counted, announced at the polling units, pasted, and then the magic happens between the polling unit and the collation center, where they begin putting in additional ballots into the boxes.
Yep.
Yes.
So oftentimes, there is a mismatch between the results from the polling units and what gets reported at the collation center. What the app allows us to do is to get the authentic results, which is what happens in each polling unit. So it gives us a means of, 1, having factual evidence of the votes, and 2, as Sowore has indicated, if for any reason
We have to challenge.
we have a reason to challenge what has gone on because they get up to their usual shenanigans, we have the evidence we need because you are helping us to to send that factual evidence that is required to move that forward.
Yep, from all over the country.
There's someone saying, good evening, Mr. President. It was absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much. My birthday is on the 14th, but I will wait until the 16th before I cut the cake. I have gotten the app downloaded for a long time. Victory is yours. Nora from Italy.
All right.
Thank you, Nora.
Thank you, Nora.
So there's someone here who said, don't worry yourself. My own family is already showing all Nigeria how to download. Breaking news, university students are ready to vote for Sowore Omoyele for president. Fantastic. This is from Imariago Osamo Diame. Thank you so much. That's Dave. So please be discreet when taking pictures of for your safety at the polling units. Yes, right. That's true, because of thugs. Yep. Because now that we're talking, I know APC will have their thugs, PDP will have their thugs. These guys are genetically, linked to rigging. They see their gene. Yeah, just to as if
there are secret camera apps that you can.
They also have secret camera apps that you can use to do it, so that you don't expose yourself unnecessarily. Right. And for those of you who have two phones, put the two phones. Even if they get one, the other one will catch them collecting the other one. So they can't get past us.
Yeah, they can't stop us.
Yes. So we're getting a lot of calls, but no way we can take calls while we're this. So do you have any questions, any comments?
People are asking if you'll still be in Akure tomorrow.
Yes, tomorrow we'll be in Akure. Starting from about, I think arrival there is about 11:45 a.m. Considering that we are planning to live here. Yes. People are downloading the app. So they are report. If you have downloaded the app, please. This person said, please greet me. And today is my birthday. Wow. This is Afolabi. Happy birthday to you, Afolabi. Afolabi is one of our donors from the Philippines.
Wonderful.
Wow. Happy birthday, Afolabi. Enjoy it, but don't forget to keep our cake. This is Aziz UK. Aziz is here. So thanks to all the AC team on the ground. Keep it up. Take it back, us. So another breaking news here. Omoyele Sowore won the presidential election for 2019. That's breaking news before breaking news.
I like that.
Yes. There's a lot of exciting, interesting people out there. Hey guys, let's quickly use the opportunity to thank all of our people who have come from the diaspora to be part of this. We have, more and more people are still dropping in. DG is from, Maryland. BJ is from Maryland. Adiola in the house from Dallas. Where is she?
From Austin.
No, Austin. Actually, yes, Austin. Yes. We have Pius Omariga from Detroit. There's a guy at the back there. Did you come from Ghana?
We have the major from
New York. There's Rex in the house.
Rex in the house.
Rex, come on. This is one of our
our
state chairman.
Yeah, for Benue State.
For Benue State.
And you said something today that's mind blowing. Please.
Rex in effect.
Yes. Mind blowing. Rex is supposed to have gotten married, but he's delaying his wedding until after we win.
Wow. Maybe we need to see that gracious lady.
Can you bring
gracious lady?
She's just around here.
Yeah.
I call her
Where is she? Please come.
Please, you have to come sure.
I had to bring her here today so that she'll see for real that it's not just a mirage. What we're pursuing is tangible enough.
Wow.
Please come.
Travel even further than I did to make it work.
Let's move a little bit. You can. You have to sit next to him. Yes. Wow.
It was supposed to be in June.
Wow.
Then we moved the introduction to July, and the town hall meeting was coming for August.
Wow.
So I had to leave it for October.
Wow.
And incidentally, I spent the money. I spent mobilizing people for the town hall. Some said they wanted to be there, but they didn't have a means of coming.
Wow.
We were running out of resources. I said, okay.
That's true.
I didn't tell her what I wanted to use it for because I gave her the money initially, and I said,
you took it back.
You just credit my account. I'll tell you what it's going to be for later.
Wow.
And when she asked,
This is deep.
But this is important.
Yes.
What Rex has just told you is the level of incredible sacrifice that people are making for this movement.
That's right.
Both within the country, outside the country. Now we have somebody whose wedding has been.
It's not
Thank you so much. It's true. But it just tells you. Look, we've been around the block a few times. Some
Yeah.
of us with some gray in our hair.
Yeah.
But I have never seen the level of commitment, support, and sacrifice
No.
that people have been willing to make for any political thing as we've seen in this movement. This thing is real.
It's real.
Nigerians want change, and now we finally
Revolutionary change.
Yes, we found the vehicle for this change. So let's thank Rex and
I want to say this here that we are even inspired by the sacrifice we see our principal putting in. Sometimes you wonder if he has a family. Sometimes you wonder even how long does he spend with his family per week, or even if he's.
I even wonder if my kids are not hearing because I'll be in more trouble.
Because we see the sacrifice.
Yes.
It's not something we have other candidates that we see online.
Yes.
And even when they come to the States, we know how they campaign. Then now we are seeing something different for the very first time in African politics.
Yes.
Where somebody is moving around from state to state, he ain't giving money to anybody, and people are listening to him.
That's right.
You remember?
People are giving us money.
Yes.
We have raised more money locally than we even raised, from our people in the diaspora. If we had done our calculations, it was because we didn't have time. Otherwise, we could have done some our accounting, which we'll do during our next outing. You would have seen that we raised more money at home than we've even raised abroad.
Absolutely.
That's the truth. So, but there's something that I have to tell you. That's right. When we win, we will attend your wedding.
That would be great.
Yeah,
Yes.
you are not the only one who is making this sacrifice. We have callers too.
Yes.
From Delaware. He also he quit his job as scholar yes, and also postponed his wedding until after this is happening. And that's why I had to make the introduction tonight that the 16th of February is my birthday.
Yes.
So that anybody who is thinking about buying me cars, don't worry this time. This is
Come
good
on,
for me.
for the third party.
It's going to be the cheapest
ballot.
birthday
Third party
gift.
on the ballot, exactly.
The third party, don't go to number 10.
It's not
or,
true. Freedom is actually the third party.
Wow.
Number 10, number 11, or number whatever,
Yes,
just numbers.
Yeah.
But freedom, liberation is in the third party.
That's right.
On the ballot paper.
Yes.
Actually, the first party in the country.
Yes.
But third on the ballot paper.
That's right.
And it's the freedom that has brought me here today. Not because I want to just appear on camera, but I want to be close to freedom.
That's right.
So that my
You want to
Benin
feel
people
it
too
in
can
advance.
be liberated.
Yeah.
The last time our Benin people were crying, headsmen issues, no salaries and the rest. And they said APC is the problem, no, PDP is the problem. But the truth is they are all the problem. APC, PDP are the problem.
Yeah.
So the Benin people are embracing AAC because they feel Buhari talked about the issue of headsmen.
Yeah.
Atiku talked about the issue of headsmen.
Yes.
And Omar Sowore talked about headsmen as well. But the striking thing, he was the only person that mentioned what our anti-open grazing law supports as far as Benue State, which is commercial ranching. Buhari was talking about checking the archives to bring out grazing routes. Atiku was talking about checking the constitutionality of the anti-open grazing law and juxtaposing with the fact that they need to allow people freely to move and do their businesses. But he is talking about commercial ranching, which is what the Benue people have been crying for. So it's up to Benue people. Choose your president.
Exactly.
The one who gives you the grazing routes.
Or the ones who give you commercial ranching that provides over 250,000 jobs. So yes. We also have in the house. Where's the VP?
So we're going to go.
So
Please say something to say.
You have to say
there are people around the world right
are
now
watching you.
who just want to hear you say something. You can say hello to them.
Anything you want to say, just say
you
something.
can even shout out to all your fellow makeup artists. Which will go.
Wow. That's amazing.
What are you telling them?
Hi everyone. My husband to be is fully involved with AAC and Take It Back movement.
And you?
So
So are you?
so obviously
All right, there we go.
I'm into AAC and Take It Back
Wow.
movement.
Take it back.
Take it back. Action.
It's a family affair.
Yes.
Even our born children by default.
Yes.
I think
Before, so that we don't lose sight of it. It's the liberating effect of being part of a liberation movement.
yes.
That's the first person that gets liberated is the person who is participating. Because you have to be liberated to be part of the liberation movement. You have to have this mental and physical liberation from whatever had been encumbrances around you. I met you, I cannot forget the night we first sat down. You said to me, you know, I went to look for a job, you know, as an immigration official. I made it, but they kicked me out. You know, he was actually one of the people.
And I was 2000. 2000 immigration officers that were done, and they said they were riffraffs because they needed their slots that they usually share.
Yes.
And we were the first that came.
They got employed.
We did computer,
but they were kicked out.
Did fiscal exam
because they didn't have the connections. At the highest levels. And he told me that you know this is not the first sacrifice he made, because maybe he didn't. He said, "I'm not looking for a job until you get a job of president." You know, so the sacrifice has been amazing, and I can't thank you enough. And you know, you remember when we traveled to Makurdi the first time, you told us, you know, you said you just passed this whole place, they just killed 20 people there. Past places that fresh blood was still dripping on the floor. And when we were going back the next time, it was the same advice. You know, we came through. What is the first place we came through? When we were driving to Makurdi, but when we were coming back, the advice was not to pass through the same. We passed through Kafancha. But on our way back, they said don't pass through. You know, we were there. They said don't pass through Kafancha. We drove from Gombe. No, was it when we were coming from Gombe that they said don't pass through Kafancha? Yes. Yes. They were advised us against.
The last time I went to Kaduna, we didn't pass through. People avoid that route now. If commercial drivers avoid it, then how much more private route?
Yes. So
it's not safe.
And we traveled for, I think there was one trip we did 7 hours non-stop to get from Gombe to Abuja. 7 hours. The roads were pretty bad. We've seen this country in the color that it is in. We've seen this country in the condition that it's in, and it's pretty terrible. But what is amazing is that regardless of the condition of our people, they are willing to accept us. And they're all waiting for the moment the result is declared and excited. Yes. You know, even the poorest people accepted us. You know, interestingly, as Malcolm will testify to, we even are hearing from some rich people at the top who are like trying to reach us, saying that, wow, your messages are pretty interesting. Probably they're also scared and trying to figure out what's going to
happen. Because funny enough, I believe our liberation movement is even going to liberate their homes.
No, would you know what I said to people? If Nigeria start working today and we have good roads, I don't have the car to drive my roads. It's the rich people that will enjoy it first. That's right. Yeah. You know, if the roads are safe, it's the people that have the most expensive cars that will enjoy it most. You know, if our hospitals are working, it's rich people because they have more health problems than poor people. Of course. In some cases, it's only that there's a difference between communicable and non-communicable disease. One is for the rich, one is for the poor. You know, and so it's amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my president.
Thank you,
Thank you, Rex. It's a pleasure.
And I hope you can't make me up.
I will.
All right, thank you.
Take you back. Action.
So our VP,
the Vice President is in the house.
Wow.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Welcome.
Allow him come.
It has
Vice
always been.
President is in the house.
Dr. Rabi.
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, see?
Take it back.
Take it back!
Action.
A lot of people are calling because of, you know, don't run away yet. I'm actually going to leave you here because I have to go to the kitchen. There's something happening there that must be coordinated. So I'm going to leave you and the VP here for a little while, and I'll be back. Yes. And BJ too.
Thank you, viewers, wherever you are, and however you may be watching us from wherever. Good evening. It's been a very exciting day for us. Actually, President got the only opportunity to debate. You have seen him going all over the country, performing a national service, debating. You know, he's always been asked questions, always willing to give answers, and always willing to listen to people. And today, it's as a kind of Nigeria's United Nations for us, because we've seen all our people from all over the world coming to see. I met you in person today. I saw the other who came from Geneva. I saw the German contingent representing the Take It Back movement from Europe. Malcolm from US as well.
Rex,
all over.
Rex from Benue.
From Benue. And of course a couple actually.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
they came. It's exciting actually. And tomorrow for me also is going to be a very important thing that I have to announce. The VOA House of Service invited me to actually participate in a town hall meeting. So I'm looking for people also to listen, to watch, because it's going to be serialized.
Yes, Dr. Rabiu.
Yes.
I think, can you help our people understand how important, so that town hall tomorrow is by the Voice of America.
Yeah.
But can you help our people understand the importance of radio in the North?
Yeah, it is actually. This culture of radio, at a point I thought maybe it's because some people actually can't read the papers and so on. But it turned out to be like a second nature to listen to radio. I grew up seeing some kind of correspondences my father did or had with people working with the radio in London. Our house of service in BBC is over 65 years. And there is a wide...
So the BBC House of Service has been on for over 65 years?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, who listens to radio in the North? Is it only educated people, uneducated?
Everybody. Actually.
Everybody listens.
Young and old, actually, the villagers. We take it, with our meals. And people love to listen. People ask questions. They give their feedback. And that's why yesterday I was also with the BBC House of Service, where they interviewed me on quite ranging issues, actually talking about our campaigns, our debate and so on, our manifestos.
So here's the thing. Even though many of you may not be seeing or hearing these programs, Dr. Rabiu's House of Service programs is reaching over half of the Nigerian people.
Actually. We had it also on the Deutsche Welle House of Service. Interviewed me.
And the Deutsche Welle is a Dutch.
Yeah, the
German station.
They're based in Bonn. And
so how many house of services are there? There's the BBC.
There's BBC.
There's the Voice of America.
And then there's Radio France International. RFI. Yeah. Okay. And then they have one in Beijing, China. They have one in Iran.
All of them with the house of service.
All of them with the house of service. Wow. And BBC House of Service is 4 bulletins in a day. And then there are special programs, and they have some special programs for the elections. And you remember they also participated in the debate. So the debate that NEDG actually didn't allow us, it's now being done by almost different media outlets. That is to say, they cannot really have the monopoly of debates in this country.
And it's interesting you say that, because when the NEDG and Bonn tried to manipulate us out of those debates, what has happened as a consequence is that their monopoly over the debates just broke. Because they lost credibility.
Absolutely.
And now what is happening is a lot of credible media outlets are just they're staging their own debates.
You can't doubt actually the reputation of all these international media organizations actually. And that's what we are going to now leverage on, because they have a way of quizzing people, extracting information out of people. That's what they've been doing to the people of government. And let me tell you one thing. The reason why PDP and APC have been boycotting debates is because they have nothing to show. They have tattered records. Their history is one. They're just flipping side. The culture of defection is the in thing in those parties. And that's why I was asked yesterday if we are going to have mergers or whatever with them. I said, no, actually, we operate at different levels. We don't operate at the same frequency with them. Ours is the backing we have for the Nigerian masses, for the Nigerian people, for students, for farmers, for people actually wanting to have a better Nigeria at heart. And that's what we come to achieve. And that's why we have done the best of the campaigns.
Absolutely.
Our manifesto is the best. The Spicer Heat is the best acronym because we spell out the 10 things that are most important to Nigeria. Absolutely. And each one carrying its own branches. And that is actually the logo of our party, meaning the healthy fingers. I love to actually make sure they say that he's also a doctor now, because 5 fingers on one hand, actually another 5 fingers on this say the Spicer Heat.
That's right.
But the other parts actually bring hands that are actually indicative of a disease, meaning the lepromatous leprosy. They are chopping their hands, and that's not what we are. look at it. We don't have a godfather. Somebody is standing actually to implant you so that at the end of the day, the corruption cycle begins.
Yes.
Meaning they will start manipulating the people in power to get contracts, favoritism, patrimonialization, cronyism, all sort of evils.
Yes.
We are on our feet with the Nigerian masses lifting us. That is where we are.
Now, if anybody has questions for Rabiu, please just, where should they send them to?
The Facebook page.
Okay, so just send, if you have questions for Dr. Rabiu, the vice presidential candidate, please just send them to Facebook.
And he also has an active Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yes,
and Twitter handle.
Definitely. And you remember I was also asked about our coverage. And I told them that actually we did something unprecedented. We have the energy, the veracity, the tenacity, the passion. That's why we went every kilometer of the states we visited.
That's right.
Not the parachute campaign. You arrive at the airport, you have a hired crowd in it. Yesterday you saw people, almost cargoes of lorries taking people to Kano because Atiku Abubakar is going there. That's not what we do. We are very organic. We travel, we meet people in their farms, we greet them, we exchange ideas with them, we tell them who we are and why we are here, and you see the love, the affection that people, and that's what actually gave us a lot of energy.
Yes.
Because people think actually we are money bag. We are not. I am a doctor that and little in the month, and actually we are not actually receiving some donations from some wealthy Nigerians that will actually have their way when we come to power. That's not what we are. People even talk money, money, money. That's not the most important thing. The time, the energy, the passion, the engagement that we receive in all the cities we visited. And of course the donation. People donated cars, people donated their vehicles, people have given us actually a lot, actually, buildings actually as to be used as our party headquarters and secretaries, and wherever we go, we try to grace those buildings and greet and meet people and so on. That is the most. There was a time actually we were in Bauchi State on our way to Yankee. Some of the students I taught in university, they came running after. Actually, I didn't know they even exist in that town because ASU strike, or we could not reach their campus and campaign. But they had to follow us because every town and city we've been to, they could see that, oh, that's a person I know. That has been so important.
So this is important.
And they were calling him Guru.
Yeah. So this is important. No, you were there. Right?
I'm not Guru.
So this is important. He's talking about Bauchi State. So look, if you're part of this movement and part of this party, what Dr. Rabiu just described was the type of reception that we got in Bauchi. This is in the northeast. Right? So all over the country, what we've created is an incredibly powerful movement. It is a movement that is shaking the country, that is disrupting the system, powered by nobody but you, the Nigerian people. And the only reason why we are where we are is because you've done it. I'll remind all of you again, those of you that are still on, that in the next 6 days, the elections are on the 6th. Today is Sunday. It means we only have 6 days to D-Day, the election day. So what we need you to do, if you haven't done it yet, do something we call side. Side means shoot a video, identify contacts on your phone, distribute that video, and then engage with them. So all we need you to do is do a 30-second to 45-second video. Tell people why you believe it is time for change. Tell people why you believe the AAC is the party of change. Tell people why you believe that Sowore is the candidate of true transformative change with Rabiu on the ticket. So make that video. Send it to all your contacts. There's nobody that doesn't have at least 50 to 100 to 200 contacts. When they see that personal testimony from you, there's nothing more powerful than that. It's more powerful than a poster. It's more powerful than a billboard. It's more powerful than a handbill. It's a personal testimony. And it will help you with engagement. And who knows, they might even then go ahead and pass it on. For those of you who live in communities and you have other take it backers that are around you and other members of our party, I want you to get together. The second strategy we're going to use for grassroots engagement. So when you're doing grassroots engagement, you don't want to go by yourself. Just if you're in a particular local government area and you're not quite sure whether there are other people around you that are from the party or the movement, you can reach out to us We'll give you information about those that we know that might be in your local government area. We already have WhatsApp groups created for many of the local government areas, both on Facebook and on Facebook as well. And what we want you to do is get, G-E-T, is we want you to gather. We want you to engage, and we want you to target. So gather, whether it's 2 or 3 of you in the same neighborhood, step out, start talking to people about the movement and about how they need to make a change on Saturday, and then target. When you talk to them, get their numbers and make sure that you follow up. And then the final thing is that for those of you that are in diaspora, you don't have PVCs, but you have friends, you have relatives. So we have a program called FREE, F-R-E-E. So the FREE Nigeria program stands for Friends and Relatives Electoral Engagement. Pick up your phone and call 10 people on your phone, for those of you in diaspora. The people that you support, your friends and family, the people that, some of whom look up to you, some of whom are, you know, your friends, some of whom you've never asked a favor of. This is not the time to be debating political ideologies. What you are asking them for, even if they are skeptical, is you are asking them for a favor. You are telling them that sending remittances back is not the way we're going to lift this country up. We want a situation where Nigeria is a place where no Nigerian wants to live. So even those in diaspora want a country that they can now actually come back to. So please, the way you're going to help us win this election is to do FREE. So your friends, your relatives, electoral engagement, pick up your phone, call them, and tell them that on the 16th of February, they should look for the third party on the ballot, 2 raised hands, the AAC, and they should be voting for Sowore. And all of the other candidates on our ticket. So remember that Saturday's election is not only about the presidential election. We're also going to be having the National Assembly elections on the same day. So after voting for Sowore as president, make sure you vote AAC. All the AAC candidates that are on your ballot, all those candidates represent our party. All those candidates believe in the same ideals that we believe in. All those candidates have been vetted. And those are candidates that we are comfortable with and confident of. So vote for Sowore for president, and then make sure that for House of Reps and Senate, if your state is one of those states where we have candidates, make sure you vote for our candidates as well.
You realize that this is a very important message, because you see other parties actually having a lot of conflicts. There are the incumbent government in Zamfara state could not have their own candidate of their party on the ballot. They've been to Ireland in court cases and so on, and that's to tell you the level of mischief that is within them, and that's what they have spread across the country. But on our own case, we are in sync with our own ideals, with our own value system, with our own manifesto. Wherever you see us as a family. Today we are in the kitchen actually cooking for ourselves. Actually we enjoy the meals and so on. That's to show you the togetherness that is, and it has transcended from the presidency down to every state of the federation. There is nobody we didn't see today at the debate venue and here in our board. So that's what we are speaking, meaning actually we are one and the same, not the dysfunctionality actually we see in these parties. And coming to our campaign still, we have been the most peaceful, because in other so-called big parties you see the blood. In Kano they've been talking about it, death, mayhem. In some places there are gunshots. Not a single person actually had his fingernails removed as a result of our own campaigns. And look at all the places we visited. It's quite a very rare event in Nigeria. It has never happened. Not a single actually stick actually was used. All we carry is our mouth, actually our cell phones, our videos and cameras, and of course we take notes. Wherever we see people, actually we try to engage with them, we take note of their problems. And it became a testimony that the earlier research that was conducted to actually feel the pulse of Nigeria is really validated by our campaign, because wherever we go, the Spicer heat remains. And that is actually, because security, people are being killed. Last week, actually, there were deaths in Zamfara state. A lot of people actually died but the status quo ante, meaning not anything was done actually to bring people to vote, and that's what we kept saying. So you realize actually our party actually has Nigerians at heart. That's what we have demonstrated: decorum, decency. And when we are talking of anti-corruption, we see actually the kind of courage, the kind of actually passion. What Sowore did over the last 30 years, a lot of people, even in power, could not do it because they will end up actually being harassed or whatever, or people will end up languishing in jail. Yeah. So he came out with a brand actually that is actually dauntless, that is actually forward ever, backward never. And that's what our message is, and that's what our party members, wherever you see them, are. Yes. It's about egalitarianism, creating jobs, creating opportunities for people, the oppressed. You know.
Fantastic. Any
for some reason you want him to speak in Hausa.
Come on.
So let me invite him to speak in Hausa. Dr. Rabiu mutanenmu suna so
yi magana da Hausa.
Ka yi magana da Hausa. Ka gaya musu.
An ce Hausa ba dabo bace ba.
Ba dabo bace ko? To ka gaya musu. Ka yi magana Hausa.
Kwarai da gaske. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Yan uwana masu jin Hausa duk a inda kuke, a Najeriya ne, a Niger ne, kasashen waje ne, wanda suke Saudi Arabia ne, wanda suke kasashen Turai, ina gaida ku, ne muku fata na alkhairi. Ina so in ƙara sanar da ku jam'iyyar mu mai albarka ta African Action Congress har yanzu tana neman ƙuri'unku da taimakonku na ku sanar da 'yan uwa da abokan arziki kan cewa zaɓe ya taho. Ranar Asabar mai zuwa ita ce ranar da za a fita a kaɗa ƙuri'a ta zaben shugaban ƙasa da kuma 'yan majalisar ƙasa. Saboda haka ne muke roƙonku a fita, wato ƙonku da kwarkwatan ku fita lalle ku kaɗa mana ƙuri'a. A jam'iyyar mu ita take da wato abin nan, wato tambarinta hoton hannu ne da ya haka da yatsu masu lafiyayyun yatsu, ba irin wanda suke da kuturta a hannunsu ba, masu nonnoki hannun nan. Mu jam'iyya ce da muka zo muka yi kamfe a gaba ɗaya faɗin Najeriya, muka tafi birni da ƙauye, kusufa muna barin alƙarya da ƙauyuka da maraya, mu gaisa da mutane, mai zumunci da su, mu ci abincinsu, a tarye mu, a nuna mana soyayya da ƙauna. Saboda abin da muka zo da shi gaskiya a siyasa da ake yi a shekarun baya ba a taɓa gani ba. Sai da muka tabbatar mun san me 'yan Najeriya suke so sannan muka fito. Saboda haka murucin kan dutse ne mu, ba mu fito ba sai da muka shirya. Muka zo muka ci gaba da yada manufa cikin kwanciyar hankali da soyayya da ƙauna. Ba wani jini ko da ƙwaya ɗaya da zaba, farce ba a cire ma mutum ba. Muka zo muka zama kan cewa ba wani ubangida ne ya tsayar da mu ba, balle nan gaba ya zo ya ce ai ga yanda za mu yi, mu kuma ga inda muka nufa.
No godfather kenan.
Babu godfather kwata-kwata.
Babu
mother. Mu dinnan 'yan Najeriya ne suka ce sun yadda da mu, sun yadda da al'amuran mu, suna so su saurare mu, sai isa muka fito muka tsaya. Alhamdulillah, wato shekara kwana. Yau shekara guda cirkenan da aka fara wannan tafiya ta Take It Back Movement. Ta zo ta rikide, ta cika, ta bunƙasa, ta zama jam'iyya da aka yi mata rijista a ƙasa. Sannan muka zo muka shiga zaɓe tun daga matakin ɗan majalisa na jiha, su ɗan majalisar tarayya, su gwamnoni da kuma har shugaban ƙasarmu, wanda a tare da mu kun sani muna tare da mutane maza da mata, zakakurai, masana, wanda suka fahimci duniya ta yanzu, suka zagaya suka karaɗe duniya, suke da ƙwarewa da sanin makama. Shi kuma ɗan takarar shugaban ƙasarmu mutum ne zakakuri, jajirtacce. Sowore kenan. Sai da ya shekara kusan 30 a yanzu, ba abin da yake irin fafutuka ta nemo wa mutane haƙƙi, ta samar wa mutane mafita, ta lalle mutanen da aka danne su ko aka hana su ci gaba lalle su fito. Sai yasa muka fito, muka tsaya, muka dage, muka shiga kusufa muna yaɗa manufa, kuma muka samu karbuwa. A wannan lokaci ne ma in ke so ƙare wa 'yan uwa da abokai da masoya godiya bisa wato dama da suka rika bamu ta mu je garuruwan su tare mu, su tsaya su ta jiran mu har sai mun zo. Wasunsu kuma suka zo, su suka rika bamu kwabo da 100, suka zo suka ba mu kobo da ɗari, suka ba mu kuɗi, suka ba mu dukkan abu. Wannan ba abin da za mu ce sai dai Allah ya ƙara barin zumunci, Allah shi taimake ku, Allah shi taimaki Najeriya, Allah ya ɗaukaka Najeriya, Allah ya ɗaukaka jam'iyyar mu ta African Action Congress. Muna ƙara godiya. Jazakallahu bi khair.
AAC.
Thank you, man.
Okay.
Dr. Malcolm, I want you to translate because a lot of people don't know that you understand and speak Hausa fluently. So if you can translate what you said.
Him alone. His English is perfect.
Yes,
So
his Hausa is fluent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So what Dr. Rabiu just told us is he gave a history of the Take It Back movement. He talked about Omoyele Sowore and how he has energized the movement and how his courage, his passion, his history of engagement with the Nigerian people is something that is inspiring. And what he ended up also telling Nigerians is that on the 16th, that they should go there and look for the party of the clean hands, the party with the 10 programs, the AAC. It is the third party on the list. Uku in Hausa means third. If you don't know any Hausa, Uku means third.
Yeah, and I like my Hausa too, because
yes.
sometimes it's actually plus some Arabic words in it,
Yes.
plus some actually funkinized Hausa of
Yes.
nowadays. Because I like the language, it makes you flow, it's very interesting, it has some implied intelligence in its way and so on. And our listeners are good enough.
Funny enough, I spent 3 years at the ATBU.
Yes.
From my freshman year to my third level. Shout out to all my Bauchi colleagues back
That's
then.
right, you
89 to 91.
Yeah. Okay, nice.
You know, Karutu, you know, all that stuff.
The one or two words you still remember.
Yeah. But the academics back then was so tough that I couldn't really engage with the language and learn. But you know, a couple of words or two.
It's interesting you say the academics back then because look, it goes back to the quality of education.
Yes, absolutely.
So you went to ATBU in Bauchi.
Yep.
You went to your first medical degree.
Yes, in
was
Bayero
University.
But you remember, after I was done with Bayero University, the first degree, I felt a little bit tired of the environment. I was looking for a place to do 1 year compulsory hours before you get the permanent license.
Yes.
Do you know where I ran to? Bauchi.
There we go.
Yes.
Very excellent program.
I went to the University of Lagos. All public schools.
Yes.
The quality of our public schools
Yes.
was incredible.
Absolutely.
But what type of country do we have today?
Yes.
The budget, we were talking about this the other day when you were
on education.
when you were preparing for the debate.
Yeah.
The educational budget, you guys should just think about this.
Yeah.
We've budgeted 450 billion naira for education. There are 100 million school-age children in Nigeria. You know what that means? If you take 450 billion naira, divide it by 100 million children, it means we're budgeting 4,500 naira per Nigerian child for education per year. Where can you send a child to school for 4,500 naira a year? And we're surprised that our educational system and the standards are falling. So when as a party, so again, just thinking about Spicer Heat, it's, you know, Dr. Rabi has talked about the program, but when you look at Spicer Heat from the first one, which is security, to power, to infrastructure, to corruption, to the economy and jobs, to restructuring, to healthcare, a place that you have particular expertise and passion in, to education, agriculture, and tourism. I mean, all those areas are incredibly important, but you know, education is just so has just been so terribly damaged.
Exactly.
And so I'm glad ASU has called off the strike. I'm glad our students are able to go back to school. But the more critical issue is that, you know, one of the major things, and any time we get together with Sowore himself, I don't think there's any time that the conversation doesn't now move towards education.
Absolutely.
How we need to have
Malcolm, if you were to remember
intervention.
the first meeting we had in Lagos, we were talking, you said, did you look into our manifesto? That was the first thing you asked.
That's right.
Yeah, and actually we were talking about education that because you know it's well packaged and so on, and so on. So this it has to be education because it is very important that Nigerians actually think about this sector so serious.
You have a question from Oladunjoy Felix, and he's asking what you're going to do about mental health hospitals.
Mental health? Believe me, even the Western nations are struggling with this, and I can tell you without hesitation that there is no time in history where mental health becomes a very important issue than now. Apart from other, you could call them, you know, diseases that are known to be of mental, you know, organic disorders actually. You now have additional stresses from economy, from insecurity, from other vices that are around, that are adding up to the existing burden.
Post-traumatic stress for soldiers, for witnesses of killings.
Of all these actually, Boko Haram and so on and so forth. So it's adding to the toll, apart from the business as usual, actually organic psychiatric illnesses that we have on the land. So you realize also mental health actually workers.
Oh, that's
like mental health specialists.
That's the director for
mental health
communications. Please come over. Come over.
Clinical psychiatrists actually are in such supply.
Yes.
And we need them actually to take care. That's why we say we are going to actually improve the training in these areas. We are going to recruit workers to work at our primary healthcare levels. At the same time, to provide incentives so that our experts in this field do not leave for greener pastures in other distant lands.
So create the conditions here that keep our experts.
Absolutely.
Put more resources into the system.
Because sometimes it's easy to actually employ, but to retain people on the employment is actually the problem for many years now. Because the enabling environment is not provided, the remuneration issue, the issues also with their impact in the society and so on. So I agree with you, mental health is an issue. We have to move from the perspectives whereby we need to see, we have to see somebody really psychotic, vagrant psychosis or schizophrenia before we recognize that this is mentally ill. Actually, it's quite dysfunctional, it debilitates someone, you cannot function in your occupation. So the thing is to treat, to rehabilitate, and to comfort that individual. And it's very prevalent in the society.
And that's going to be part of our...
yes, absolutely. You remember in our manifesto we said that even soldiers that actually got amputated and so on, we are going to turn military hospitals actually as a supra-tertiary center for orthopedic practices. And then of course, all these is going to be a kind of comprehensive care, looking into all these PTDS, not only the soldiers, but the victims, their families, because they also suffer a great deal when they have one of their family members maimed and so on. So that's a very valid question. And we cannot do it alone. We need Nigerians actually to support us when we come to power. We are going to address this across the country, because these problems are not in only one pocket of Nigeria, but it's spread across. Because these stresses are all over.
There's somebody here, before we wrap up, is the stomach infrastructure issue completed?
Yeah, I think we need to swap, but I have to say this actually. At a point in time, I tried to ring him that I'm no longer his running mate. You know what? No. When he ran the marathon in Lagos, and I saw him fit and healthy, I said I wouldn't be his running mate.
you mean vice presidential candidate, but not his running mate. No, you're not going anywhere.
But I have to tell you actually, my own tech actually, I love football a lot. Yeah, of course, actually. And
do you play soccer?
Absolutely, I love it.
Really?
Believe you me, yes. In fact, to the extent that I had my anterior cruciate ligament repaired, and you know, it's
in layman's terms, your anterior cruciate ligament. What exactly? Where is that?
Well, it's a very there was a time in my preclinical days I wrote an article that won me an award about the knee joint. Today we're talking medicine, by the way. I'm comfortable. This is the largest synovial joint in the human body.
Do you have any questions on infrastructure?
But they told us that you're a terrible cook. I'm going to test your food now because you've been taking lots of the credit. He's the best marathon. He is fit. He is intelligent. And then the vice is less so. But I'm a better cook. And I'm
I'm a better player.
Yeah, but you know what happened to my ligament, the so-called cruciate ligament, because it crossed. This joint is the largest synovial joint in the human body, and it's a wet biara. So all your weight is almost here, and you use it to twist it, turn when you want to.
So you were trying to dribble somebody.
Absolutely. So you see, basketballers even got the worst of it. Actually, so the kind of tear I got is not for it to actually veer in this direction, but it's stretched, so it lost its tensile strength. Wow. So when I went to the United Kingdom, actually under the NHS as a student,
wow,
you can imagine actually, they didn't discriminate that this is a black African or a student and so on.
So you were covered under their health. It brings us to something else as well, because one of the things in Spice the Heat
is the health.
Is that for the first time under our programs, all Nigerians will be covered. So right now, of the almost 200 million Nigerians that we have, only 30 million of them are covered by healthcare under the NHIS. And I know we don't discuss a lot of this internally. Sowore and Dr. Rabiu get to talk about it maybe in debates and town halls. But it bears repeating that in our program, one of the things that we plan and we promise Nigerians is that every single Nigerian, the 170 million that are not insured, that they will be insured under a program that we call the Universal Basic Healthcare Insurance Program. Every single Nigerian. So,
and we're going to inject 400 billion in it.
Into that.
Per capita, we're going to allocate 2,000 naira for every Nigerian. And we are going to spread it across all the states of this country so that people can access services. Because sometimes there are 2 to 3 different kind of problems with access. Financial accessibility that people can't afford. Or even when they afford their care, for people actually with some chronic diseases, they go to hospital, they get certain level of care, but you create poverty as a result. So they are now back into the vicious cycle that they
don't have enough funds.
So that is to cushion the effect. And then the healthcare workers, 160,000 primary healthcare workers that we are going to employ are going to also provide geographical access, meaning people when they turn up to their primary healthcare, they could get the most cost-effective public health services that are available. And these are various actually simple things like immunization, maternal health, maternal and child health care, because they're intricately actually related, so that they can have medicine for their antenatal services and so on. And when you prevent this kind of diseases, actually, you allow even the state hospitals, the specialist hospital, to function better. And of course, our teaching hospital should be actually a kind of breeding ground for all the health workforce we need.
Fantastic.
And in that, actually, I'm biased. I don't call them manpower. I call them woman power, because across the globe, wherever you go, you tend to see more female in healthcare industry, because they are our nurses, they are our doctors, they are our physiotherapists, they are our lab people. And part of our pro-women agenda is actually to recruit more women to actually work in this sector, because they have a lot of benefit to our people.
Excellent.
Yes.
You want to go and test your food?
No,
we did some cooking competition and
people were complaining that I needed rest.
No, last time I ate your food, actually, even the toughest pathogenic bacteria Metema Hospital can't stand the soup.
Excellent. I mean,
it's almost midnight.
It's almost midnight, and we've had a long day today. I want to use this opportunity again to thank Dr. Malcolm. And all our crew and members who are here. We're heading to Ondo tomorrow. We will be joined by a lot of people. Ondo State, we'll be in Akure starting from about 12 noon. We will be going through Akure, possibly Ondo, and some part of the southern part of the state. So if you're in Ondo State, you have no excuse. Just come out en masse and support the party of the future.
Exactly.
And victory will be delivered to your doorstep. Come February 16th, 17th, or 18th, whichever day they decide to announce the results. 17th, yes. But our results should be available by the evening of the 16th of February.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate all of you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your donations. Keep them coming. If I had a moment, I could look into donations from GoFundMe, but someone sent something very disturbing this evening before we go, that President Buhari has called for violence against people again. I don't speak outside, but you guys can listen to it. What did he say?
Serious what he said. He's praying for a good rainy season or agriculture, so that even if when your stomach is filled up, so that whatever nonsense or stupidity you can go, at least you now have the energy to do so.
Yeah, but this is interpreted as him calling for violence.
Actually, it's like when you're filled up, when the food is on the table and you're filled up, you can actually do shady.
Yeah, wow. That's scary.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing. But
yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for.
We want to say the opposite, actually. Exactly. 180 degrees.
So say
people should be peaceful, should conduct themselves, in the highest level of conduct when they go to the polls. There is no need for violence. It has no place in our time, not in our party, not in our system. Absolutely. Yeah. Corruption and violence and so on is what we actually hate.
We are opposed to it.
In our DNA, such are not written in any way.
Yeah. So let me announce that we have 5 donors. Just while we're near here, there's $200 from Tunde Odeyemi.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Tunde. $20 from John Agaduno. This is a regular donor. It's a quick observation. We are not reading questions on social media, so I'm not sure where to post questions. Also, the number of viewers being reported is not aggregated across different social media. Between your total viewers are almost 3,000 at any given time. That's true. That's when you add YouTube. Yes. My question is, when you become president, how will you work with the other candidates with you today to further Nigeria? Between you all, you can take on the world if you work together. But how would you do so? This is also better. I think the same family, $20. I want to take my country back. This better, I got do you know? Yeah. There's a $50 from Florence A. And there's $40 from Rose Okoro. I'm a full-time medical student, but I really need to support AAC to take it back from one over my heart. I'm not working right now, please sir, do not mention my name. I'm so sorry.
Oh, sorry, we mentioned it.
Well, we mentioned it because it's public on GoFundMe.
I wish him lots of success in his career.
Yes, but I wish you the best.
Absolutely.
And
but look at that sacrifice.
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
That's immense.
Yeah. There's Yalex Sowore for $35. Yes. So that's the situation tonight. Thank you guys once again. Thank you, VP.
Well, thank you so much.
You did very well last.
And I'll go and eat the food.
Yes. If you eat it, just take with you antibiotics. In case of those side of the meat that is not well cooked, I don't want you to use you for any medical experiment.
Oh, thanks.
Yes. And thanks to our lady who is in charge of this event today.
Thank you so much.
It worked so hard.
Well done.
Hope you can get some food.
Good
Good night, guys.
Well, thanks so much.
Take it back.
Action.